Grok has uploaded my entire user directory to XAI servers. It contains my SSH keys, my password manager, database, my documents, photos, videos, everything. Grok's Coding CLI uploaded your whole repo and your Git history, including files it was told not to open and secrets deleted from history. This is a seriously bad and massive mistake from the Grok team, so let's break down what happened, how you can check if your code was uploaded, and what XAI has done to fix this. So I first came across this from this tweet telling people to run this grep command to read their Grok logs, saying you will be pissed. It shows a photo of the logs showing it queuing up a repo upload to Grok servers. This tweet has hundreds of replies and quotes of people running this command and getting a similar result, and even one user who ran Grok in his home directory reporting they uploaded all of it. Further investigations show that it ships a malware-like background code collector. So let's take a look at what it was actually doing, and this is a report by a researcher called Cereblab, who used MITM proxy to inspect the traffic that Grok CLI was sending and receiving. And they opened up Grok in a repo, and the only prompt that they sent to it was reply OK, do not open any files. It turns out though that instruction does not matter, as Grok still uploaded the entire repo anyway. There was a post request that was sent containing the whole repo bundle, and this bundle had all of the Git history and even environment variables. This is what I find so bad about all of this. Yes, we all know that when we're using a remote model, our code is going to be sent to their servers, but there's normally an assumption that it's only the code that it actually needs to read that is sent to them. It's not the entire code base, even when it's not relevant to the prompt. They even showed that this worked when a repo was 12 gigabytes. It still uploads the whole thing. Testing this in the other tools like Claude Code, Codex, and Gemini, it shows that it only sends the file that it reads. This is a unique problem to Grok CLI. They even found that if you turned off the help improve this model setting, it would still do this, and fetching the user settings from the API showed that there was actually a flag called trace upload enable, which was always set to true. Now all of these tweets and this post started to go viral, so how did XAI respond? Well, first they made a bit of a silent fix. If you tried this again a day later after the post went viral, the settings showed that that trace upload flag was now disabled, and there was actually a new one called disable Codebase upload, which was set to true seemingly for everyone's account. So they'd actually put in a server-side kill switch for the upload of code. Shortly after, they then also publicly responded on Twitter, saying we care deeply about your privacy and respect customer choice. For teams using zero data retention, no trace and code data is ever retained. All API key use of Grok build also respects zero data retention. If zero data retention is disabled, the /privacy command is available in the CLI to disable data retention, which also deletes previously synced data. Run the /privacy command to view or change your settings at any time. Elon also tweeted saying that as a precautionary measure, all user data that was uploaded to Space XAI before now will be completely and utterly deleted. Zero anything whatsoever will remain. But he did also ask in another tweet that you leave the setting on, as it's actually helpful for debugging issues if they can retain some amount of data, which I can believe that if we were just talking about traces, that is a pretty common practice, but uploading an entire repo to their servers, none of these responses seem to address that part. And the new Grok CLI update simply added a privacy command, but it's worth noting that this update didn't actually remove the code that uploads your whole repo. You can actually still find that in the binary, so it seems the only thing stopping this from turning on again is that server-side flag that is controlled by XAI. It just really seems to me like this code shouldn't be in there, as no other tool uses it. Plus, if we take a look at that new privacy command, this actually simply disables traces and flips a server-side toggle called coding data retention opt-out, and the same researcher actually analyzed this command and showed that it does nothing locally. Your session traces are still posted to XAI in full, whether it's on or off, and the only difference is in how the server responds. If it's off, it's going to respond with a 200, meaning that it's been stored, and if privacy mode is on, it simply returns a 204 to say no content and the data has been discarded. So it's actually only a server-side retention switch, and it doesn't block it from the client side, so you're still transmitting everything, you just have to trust that XAI servers are actually going to discard it instead of storing it. Even if I did trust XAI, it gets even worse because that privacy command is actually a per session retention toggle, so you may have to toggle this in every session to keep your data safe. This just seems incredibly backwards to me, but this is where we are now. If you have used the Grok CLI in the past and you want to see what may have leaked from your machine, you can check your logs. This grep command shows you exactly which sessions triggered the uploads. If you take security seriously as well, you're probably going to want to rotate all of those keys if it does show that some of this data was sent over, unless you trust fully that XAI has deleted all of this. Finally, if you want to keep some semblance of privacy while still using the Grok CLI, although I probably wouldn't recommend it, there is a really good write-up here on how you can harden the Grok CLI, and it shows you where to set things like disable Codebase upload in your config, which should hard stop that upload pipeline. So that's the story. For some reason, Grok was uploading your whole repo even when it didn't need it, and they seemingly have deleted all of that data now and walked back the feature. But I do want to know, do you trust them, and would you use the Grok CLI from now on, now that you know this? Let me know in the comments down below, or there, subscribe, and as always, see you in the next one.